Girlfriend said she was just hanging out with friends. But I found out she went to her ex's birthday and hid it. When I confronted her, she said it was no big deal and admitted she lied because she knew how I'd react. So why hide it then? I'm 29 and I've been dating my girlfriend Lena, 27, for about 10 months. Things have been great overall. She's funny, smart, independent, and we've talked about maybe moving in together next year. No major issues until this weekend. Here's what happened. On Saturday, Lena told me she was going out with a few friends from college. Cool, no problem. I had plans to watch the game with my brother anyway. But the next day, I saw a photo on one of her friends' Instagram stories. The caption said, "Happy birthday, Jason." I recognized Jason. He's her ex, the one she dated for about 3 years and broke up with about a year before we met. They were pretty serious from what I've gathered. I never made a big deal about it because she told me they're on decent terms, but not really close. So naturally, I asked her later that night, "Hey, were you at Jason's birthday thing?" She looked a little surprised and said yeah, but quickly followed up with it wasn't a big deal, it was a group thing and I didn't think it mattered. I didn't raise my voice or accuse her of anything. I just said I wish she'd mentioned it beforehand. She got kind of defensive and said I was making something out of nothing and that it's not like she was hiding it. But she did hide it. I mean, I don't want to be controlling, and I know people stay friends with their exes, but the fact that she didn't even mention she was going to his birthday rubs me the wrong way. It just feels off. I'm not accusing her of cheating or anything, but I can't shake the feeling that she intentionally kept it vague so I wouldn't ask questions. She said she didn't think I'd care, but the whole thing just makes me feel kind of sidelined. Best comments. I wouldn't be bothered if she was upfront. Generally, it's reasonable to ask permission of your partner, if that's okay with your relationship dynamic, to hang out with exes. Some people have great relationships with exes that don't have to be romantic, but it can be weird for their partners if they don't talk about it like a responsible partner would. It's still something someone should ask, not hide, and that's what I'm emphasizing here. Not asking or not even mentioning it. Make something that is otherwise not suspicious, very suspicious. Orange reddish flag. I don't know her well enough to outright call her red flag. She could just be stupid. Sorry for bluntness. The thing is, I didn't know they were still in contact. This is how I found out they in fact still are. I wouldn't be concerned, and yes, you were overreacting if it was a group birthday party. It sounds like there were a lot of mutual friends there. She didn't want to tell you because she knew you'd flip a little. She wasn't telling you because of that. Not because of cheating or any of that. If I were you, I'd talk to her about how it makes you feel uncomfortable, right or wrong. Not because of the party, but because she kept it from you. It's definitely more about the not telling me. If she had told me, I seriously wouldn't have minded. But it's also more the fact that I didn't know she was still in contact with him. OP, I didn't even read the entire post at first. Just by the title, you are not overreacting. If she is willing to hide stuff like this from you, what else could she possibly be capable of hiding in the future? This is fundamental relationship stuff. If she doesn't respect you enough to be straightforward, then how could you possibly last throughout the years? Your girlfriend's actions clearly meet the definition of gaslighting. She lied and got caught, but of course it's not her fault. It's yours, since she only lied to protect you from finding out that she wanted to go partying with her ex without your knowledge. You really need to think very carefully about your relationship. Update number 1, 9 hours after the first post. Thanks again to everyone who responded. I didn't expect the post to blow up the way it did, and honestly, I've spent the last few hours sitting with it all. A few comments really stuck with me, especially the ones that pointed out it's not necessarily about where she went, but how she handled it. I ended up bringing it up when she came over this evening. Nothing dramatic. I just said I'd been thinking about it, and that it bothered me not even the party itself, but the fact that she didn't mention it. She didn't seem surprised that I brought it up. There was a bit of an eye roll at first, but she didn't push back much. Mostly quiet. The energy in the room shifted right away. She said something vague about not wanting it to be a thing. Not much of an apology, more like trying to smooth it over and move on quickly. And maybe that's what I'm doing too, in my own way. Afterward, we kind of just moved around each other for the rest of the evening. She left very quickly after that. And right now, I'm reading comments on my original post. I'm not sure where I land on all of this. Nothing exploded, but also didn't feel resolved. She didn't seem interested in understanding why it bothered me, just making sure it didn't mess with the vibe. It's not a breakup level thing. Not yet. But it does feel like something shifted in our relationship. That's all for now. Just figure I'd follow up. Best comments. How it's not breakup worthy. She didn't tell you because she didn't want it to be a thing means that she knew it was going to be an issue for you. That it might cross a boundary, so she didn't give you a heads up. It was 1000% thought out, methodical, intentional. She is gaslighting and manipulating you. She's using what you said when confronting her to try to justify why she hid it. See, this is why I couldn't tell you type of shit. She sees nothing wrong with this, which is why you don't feel it's resolved, because it isn't resolved. She wanted to go, didn't care that you wouldn't be okay with it, and now wants to move on with no consequences. She will also just hide it better next time if you do let it go. She got away with it, if that's the case after all. She's proven she only cares about herself. She doesn't care about your feelings because she clearly considered you would be upset and did it anyway. If the roles were reversed, she would likely break up with you. Yet she will repeat in the future again to please herself. She has shown you exactly who she is. This type of lesson is only learned when you face consequences. It sounds like there have been and likely will be zero because you sound ready to stay. Prepare yourself for the repeat behavior and further gaslighting. Something has shifted in your relationship, your ability to trust her. Update number 2, 9 days after the last update. Figured I'd give one last update, even though things didn't really go the way I hoped. Things between me and Lena never really got back to normal after that night. We had a few awkward conversations in the days after. Nothing explosive, but I could tell there was tension. She kept saying I was overthinking it, that it wasn't that deep, but the way she avoided the topic or brushed it off just made me feel worse. The whole situation stuck with me more than I expected. It wasn't even about the party itself anymore. It was more how she handled it. It became pretty clear we look at communication in relationships really differently. I felt like I couldn't fully trust her to be upfront, and once that feeling crept in, it was hard to shake. We ended up having a more serious talk this past weekend. She admitted she didn't tell me about the party because she knew how I'd react, which kind of confirmed the whole point for me. I don't want to be with someone who feels like they need to hide things to keep the peace. We didn't fight. It was more of a mutual, quiet decision to end things. Just felt like we were on different pages, and forcing it wasn't going to help either of us. It sucks, obviously. I didn't want it to go this way. But in hindsight, I'm glad I trusted my gut. That uneasy feeling never really went away, and I think I'd rather deal with the short-term hurt now than drag this out. Appreciate everyone who gave advice. Help me see it a bit clearer. That's all. Not much more to say. Best comments. She admitted she didn't tell me about the party because she knew how I'd react. That's the go-to response of someone who isn't being honest in a relationship. She wouldn't have liked it if you did it to her, but instead of being honest about her plans that evening, she decided to play keep away with the information, knowing it's not a good look on her part, and didn't want to be called out on it. It's for the better. She knew that spending time with her ex was going to be off limits. And yes, I get that people stay friends, but it doesn't make it any less disrespectful, especially if she hides it. She did hide it. Also, I read your first post, and this part, I never made a big deal about it, because she told me they're on decent terms, but not really close. That's bullshit, my friend. She lied about that, too. They're very close still. Why is she going to his birthday celebration at all and lying to you about it if they're not close? I could see keeping a little white lie about bumping into the guy at Starbucks. Who cares? But she pretended like they don't keep in touch and then lied and went to sit in his lap on his birthday. Sound about right? It's over and you should feel happy for it.